Hello, this is me. I am the founder of Maekonect. Um, I just want to at least start by going over with a few different foundations for why I am considering this as my passion project. So up here we have my mom and my aunt, two fantastic women who have been huge motivations in my life. And over here we have Arya Mako, which is one of several characters who I've had through my RP life on massive online RPGs, and who's the main reason for this project, May Connect. But going back to my mom and my aunt, they are two women who are fantastic. They're very strong in their own beliefs. They have shared their opinions and their concerns when it comes to me and who I interact with. But no matter what, no matter who it is that I bring around, they always treat them with love and respect. And they have never, ever given into any negativity. Um, and they are a huge foundation to my life. My mom with her metaphysics and my aunt with her Christianity. They still love me no matter what my own personal beliefs are. And that's the reason of why I want people to be able to feel as safe as I do with my family. It's certainly possible to have connections where you are able to speak with your family, and that would be nice to help others form that connection with their families as well. Now, of course, I have a chosen family as well, mainly those that I've learned of through RP. Um, and through RP, I've been able to establish lots of common ground with people, and I've been able to um, gather friends from all walks of life. A few of my friends are completely opposite than me. Like I'm more liberal, they're more conservative. But we still have been able to come together and speak rationally with each other when the situation arises or if it needs to arise. So I hope that people can feel as welcome as I do with friends, because I have now a network of people that are very welcoming and who want me to be around them. And that also ties into being connected with the community. It's important to feel wanted and to feel loved and to feel like you have a place in society. And I would love it if people could at least play and um, come together in prayer or just lots of different things for a community. So those are my dreams for everybody to feel a safety as I do with my family, people to feel as welcome as I do with my friends, and people to be able to connect with community. My goal in all of this is to have more rational conversations. I know a lot of times we lead with our emotions, and that's valid because what we feel is very valid, but it also helps to have more rational and reasonable conversations when you do take it into account of how you're feeling, but just to also be able to speak rationally with other people. Also, for there to be more respectful online interactions. I know right now there are lots of people who can bully others online and they basically have no remorse because they just are talking to the atmosphere and just not seeing the replications of their actions. But I'm hoping that we can establish more respectful online interactions where more people are able to come together and at least have a reasonable reaction, so to speak. And I also would like there to be more independents and moderates. Like we have a lot of conservative people, we have a lot of liberal people, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it would be nice if there was just some independent or some form of independence where we are more thinking along the lines of what does this mean for me rather than just going with the flow. I'm not saying that all liberals and conservative people just go with the flow, but just saying that it would be nice if there would be more people who could speak their mind and research things and such. But yeah, those are my goals. And this is my passion project, Maekonect. Through truthful conversations, may we connect. This is really about coming together and finding areas to foster such conversations where interpersonal communication can thrive and where we can all learn how to just listen to each other, not just listen to the words they say, but with the meaning of what they're saying, because there's a lot of things that happen between the lines. Now, I started this on this very special day. I launched this on January 15th, which of course is MLK's day, his birthday. It was actually his birthday. Um, so we know that Martin Luther King Jr. was a great civil rights leader, known for his speeches and activism. The 15th, when I launched this, was his actual birthday. It's normally celebrated the third Monday of each January, but the 15th of January was indeed his birthday. So these are a few quotes from his specific speech and from a speech that he borrowed from. Um, but 1963 is not the end, but a beginning. This was a pivotal year in the civil rights movement. People came together, and we must keep coming together to progress rather. Um, when we say this next one, we must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. This is just an emphasis on peaceful connections. And I know that we can have more peace the more people are willing to listen to actually learn rather than just listening and how they can respond. Because a lot of people are out here yelling and screaming and being dramatic because that's how they hope to get heard or be witnessed. When in all actuality, they just need somebody to acknowledge their feelings and acknowledge where they're coming from. And I keep saying they, and they is basically the other. It's whoever the other is. Their destiny is tied up with our destiny, and they have come to realize their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. This is where we are, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this presentation can cross the lines of Democratic, Republican, liberal, conservative. I'm hoping that this can cross between black and white, between Jew and Christian, between all sorts of lines. Because if you're here, that means that you do believe that we are bound together and we have to work together. And then, of course, we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which is a quote from the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, liberty in of itself is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. Now, it always comes back down to that authority. It's the authority. Now, we give people authority. If we let some random Joe Schmo tell us what to do, or at least impact our lives, and we let them, that's giving them authority. We have to really be careful who we give authority because, in all honesty, we just have our lives to live, and only we have the authority and in our own lives. So that's my rambling. I ramble. So going on talk about MLK is not just to look at the brightness of him and his revelations, because there are some dark sides, supposedly. Now, this dark side, it might not even seem like it's dark, especially because a lot of times this is what the other side would consider as dark, like him being a radical leftist. That was viewed by the right as a big major issue for him. Him being a pacifist was also viewed by some as being negative, especially when you had an opposition. Um, you had opposition, which is those who say, fight back, to fight back, like Malcolm X. He also had promoted racial quotas at, in a time we needed that. But at the time, some people did not think that was a great thing as well. And then, of course, the adultery, which happened in his own personal life. And then, of course, it's just how much relevance does that lead that way? It's something that happened, something that did occur, but it still doesn't take away the relevance of what he did. And that's why we have this yin yang here. Yin yang isn't either or. It's saying that it's intricate. There's some light in the darkness and there's some darkness in the light. It's not mutually exclusive. Like this light side, we are only human. Humans are also capable of many negative things. We can only do so much. It's just true because there is only so much we can do, but it also could be negative because at what point do you stop giving up or do you stop giving? And then we also have to shine your light. This is something that people should do, but of course, if they are shining their light and their light is negative, then you have some things to work out there. It's okay to not be perfect, which is also true, but it also helps to strive towards a positive mark. There are a couple other things that he spoke of, the table of brotherhood, being able to come together and um, people being linked by a common interest. Then we have content of character, of course, which is judging people based off of their personal qualities and moral values. We have the ability to embrace the ability to dream. So embracing the dream, just to think of something different than what reality is, and embrace the ability to move forward, that people can come together if we move forward, and that people should be able to have that hope, that dream. Like it says here, embrace the ability to pass on hope. When things are so bad, we might not necessarily feel like it's like hope. Um, we might feel like it's time to give up, but that shouldn't mean that other people need to give up. So pass on the ability to hope. Now here we have more of the Martin Luther King's speech. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. And here we have different pictures of the event. Now, the original speech was 17 minutes long, given on August 28th in 1963, only 61 years ago. And 250,000 people showed up on the March on Washington. These different photos represent different perspectives that we can have, but it all still depicts what's going on. It's different angles, all still correct. Like Martin Luther King Jr., I too have a dream, which is interpersonal communication skills for all. And of course, what's always been here, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, who am I? I am many things. You can read them on here. Um, I am an average person, basically, just looking to do some good. I'm regular Joe. I'm a gamer. I love my MMORPGs and D&D and board games. I love writing as an RPGer. I I love music. I'm a daughter. My philosophy is Taoism. My faith is that of the Baha'i. I'm a cat person, a daywalker, and a tea drinker. Um, all these other things I'm also. Um, but essentially I'm no one. I am an NPC. But I also do have a dark side. I do have negative self-talk. I I have so much negative self-talk that goes on. I keep it behind a door. It's a big door that I just keep all my negative self-talks behind. Um, and I also have negative habits. I'm not the cleanest person. I have a habit of picking my lips, which is a bad habit too. I have personal bias. Everybody has bias. Um, you are not human if you think you don't. There's someone somewhere that you have a bias against, and there are ways to go around that. And internal noise like in The World Ends With You, it's just there and it clouds up your head and it's extra and it keeps you from focusing on what you need to do. Um, so I have that going on as well. So I am not the perfect person. I am just regular Joe like you. And what authority do I have? I have whatever authority you give me. I this is the power and the right to give orders, make decisions, and enforce obedience. It's something that you choose to give. You are living your life, so you determine the values and influence your own world. Um, I am not the main character of your story. I'm I'm not, but I am an NPC and I can be a few different things. An non-playable character is someone you can't control, though you may influence. You can view me as a quest giver, someone who can give cast tasks which you choose to do. You can view me as a mana recharger, someone who supports morals that you wish to embrace, or I can even be a party member, someone who works with you to accomplish a task. I am all of these things. So it's up to you to choose and us to choose, I guess, what you want to do and to be. But my credentials, I am level 37 in life. I have 23 years of customer service experience, so I definitely know a lot about listening to the other and reading between the lines and trying to get what the person is actually trying to say. I do have an associate's degree. Um, the first time I went, I learned a lot on East Asian history, anthropology, and sociology. I didn't really know what I wanted to do and I ran out of money, so I had to go back to college a second time. Um, and this is the second time when I was an adult. I graduated in 2020 um, in the winter semester. Um, but I learned more on communication and media studies, interpersonal communication, and emotional wellness. My degree was communications and media studies, but interpersonal communication and emotional wellness were two of my main things. And that's a whole other thing. I won't get into that now. But this brings us to my passion project, meaningful conversations. Oh, meaningful conversations to find common ground. My purpose, what the purpose of this is to focus on the fact that we have we are more in common than different in mediation. Um, I want to spread knowledge of interpersonal communication. I want to raise awareness of the semantics. Um, and all of these things are important And I also want to till the soil of the heart and mind. Now, this soil thing is almost as if we are of garden. We are all flowers of one garden, all different shades and types and beautiful and harmonious together. And it takes time to recognize this. But the soil is what plants need to grow. Plants are the fruit of our labor, how we act, what we believe. Soil is our mind, where everything begins. Sometimes there's no need for tilling. Sometimes there's just you if you already have friends, family, and community connections and are harmonious, and you're welcome to visit other mindsets and expand and exist in as others, as an example to others, you might not necessarily need to be tilled, which is okay. But what I want to do, I want to be there for the people that do need tilling, those who might be set in ways of division, isolated in their beliefs, closed off. I want to help break up the hard soil and allow other nutrients in so the person can grow to their fullest. So that's what I would like to do, at least. Now, what this project is, this project is many, many things. Or at least there's so many things that I want to do with it. Um, I do have a survey that I use to gather real data from real people to cover real topics. Um, Basically, let's see. This is just a production of what I'm trying to chase and what I'm trying to do. Um, but yeah, so the survey, I had that out and I have some responses back. And what I want to do is hold meaningful conversations to let people talk with each other based off of those results. The setup is I do a survey. I let people be a part of a validation zone where they can speak and share their feelings and not feel like they're violated or anything like that. That their views are valid, and then allow them to have meaningful conversations. And then from there, you go to the growth zone, which is where you're reaching out to find other people to interact with and to help achieve something. I do have a Discord that helps foster ideas and respectfully find common ground. It's a work in progress because lots of people are still wary of this, which is understandable. I would like to do some type of meetup group where bi-monthly virtual gatherings where people can discuss topics. And eventually I would like to do a podcast, maybe going over communication skills and interviewing with people. Just something that will likely happen next year. It's difficult to say, but it's something that I would love to try to do. Now, let's talk about my people. Like, who is this for? It's for everyone and every person. My people are people of all faiths, all people, all sexualities, all genders, all ages, all regions, and the foundation. Though when I say all ages, it honestly should be more 18 and older. Um, I just for safety reasons, though I would encourage somebody to get involved with those that are younger. Um, it's all to us as individuals to influence those that we can and to just be good people. And if you're humankind, be both, and to coexist with one another. My foundation, though, is my family, my close friends, my guild, and online people. I, of course, I just went over with my mom and my aunt. Um, my close friends that are mostly online, though I do have a solid network of people in real life that I'm close with. That's all good. Now, why the heck are you here? I mean, why you're here and why are you here? Like, I can tell you why you're here, but only you know why the heck you are here. Why are you still listening to this? This crazy person who's just been rambling on, not giving the best presentation at all. Um, let's see. There are a few reasons. I mean, I've invited you. I invited you because I'm not perfect. I only know so much, and I have a dream. I am an idealist and I do need realists, and I also need dreamers. I need people who can point out the flaws that they see in my vision, but I also want more people who can say, yes, I see what you see. I too have a dream. I would love to reach and know these people and to hear actual feedback. Like your feedback matters, and it's not going to deter me because I am very, very passionate about this project, and I am open to criticism and critiques and just whatever you might have to say. Indeed, feedback is needed. If you don't think this is possible, tell me why. If you think I'm wasting my time, tell me why. If you agree with what I'm saying, tell me why. Like I just it's just I want to hear things because I am just trying something. And that's the emphasis. I am trying because there is just so much negativity, and there's so many people who I know who are excellent, who are fantastic, but they're afraid to go outside of their bubble because of society. And I'm tired of society being something that we have to be afraid of, especially when there are so many good people that have great things and want to be able to tolerate other people and to just communicate and just exist. And I'm just tired of doing nothing. So this is me trying to do something. And that's why I need support. I need positive vibes. I mean, I want all the vibes, but I need positive vibes. I encourage you to be a brand ambassador of unity and diversity. I want you to be able to just acknowledge that we can have different hobbies and still be okay, that we can have different ways of thinking and still be okay, that we can have different cultures and still be okay. If you can do that more than you can text me or message me or post a response or like, then do it. This is just food for thought because I know there are people out there who do want to see something happen other than utter destruction. So, yes, that's why I've invited you. And again, I am once again asking for your support. I love this man. He is fantastic. He is fantastic. And this meme is perfect for it. So, yes. Now, this is a soapbox. This is when I would typically step off and let people voice their comments. But this is a one-woman show. I don't have anybody else here to do that. But I encourage you to comment, to email, to let me know how you thought this went. This is certainly one of my first Zoom presentations. Um, so yeah, this is just it. And I would be, I would love to know how you feel. And if you do express how you feel in the comments, I encourage others to be kind to those that are in the comments because it can take a lot to just speak verbally, or not speak verbally, but to put your thoughts out there, especially in this world where cancel culture is everywhere. Um, but I do have a couple things. This is my email address. This is my Discord handle. These are some inspirational sources that I have, like Geek Psychology. It explains cognitive function using gaming terminology. Um, he uses other terminology also. Just a very, very big shout out to Matt Sherman with the Geek Psychology for this. Also, idea connection systems. They're focused on making the invisible visible and identifying the right people for the right projects based entirely on the internal workings of a person and how they connect with other people. They also have this thing called the mosaic methods system or no mosaic methods, and it basically pairs people across racial divides um, and shows them how to, well, helps them be friends and helps break down conversation. It's basically a micro version of what I'm trying to do macro. So it's really cool and really, really interesting. I also want to give a shout out to Lions International. Lions is a service organization that I'm a part of where I can partake in helping the community and coming up with ideas and ways to help. Um, I would highly recommend getting involved with your local Lions community. It helps a lot, and it's so rewarding to help and just to help for the sake of helping. It's really nice. You don't have to join them to go to their meetings. You can always go to their meetings as a guest and participate as a guest. So I would highly encourage people to do that. And then also meaningful conversations. It's a space where everyone or every perspective is welcome to explore deeper spiritual connections, regardless of whatever faith you might have, or even if you have no faith specifically. I would highly recommend joining in their conversations. Currently, they happen um, on Saturday nights, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So if that works for you sometime, then I would say go for it. Um, but yes, that is my slide, and that is all I have to do. Um, I do hope that this gave you something to think of. And yes, thank you for everything. And just stay you.